Keith Moon's legendary mayhem. The 1976 Hotel Navarro incident. Keith Moon, the wildly charismatic drummer of The Who, was known as much for his percussive prowess as for his penchant for off-stage anarchy. On April 30, 1976, Moon added another chapter to his storied legend, encapsulating the era's rock and roll excess with a stunt that has since become rock lore. This article explores that infamous night at the Hotel Navarro, delving into the details and examining its place in the pantheon of rock and roll antics. The event unfolded at the Hotel Navarro in New York City, where Moon decided to orchestrate a spectacle that only he could envision as fitting. He hired 9 taxi drivers, paying each $100, a tidy sum at the time, in what could be considered an absurd act of extravagance to block off both ends of a street. The purpose? The goal was to ensure that he could throw furniture from his hotel room window without pedestrian traffic interference or any interruption to his chaotic creativity. With the street securely blocked, Moon commenced to empty the contents of his hotel room from the window. Furniture, televisions, and who knows what else rained down from above in a bizarre display of destructive whimsy. It was a scene straight out of rock and roll's most hedonistic times. The rebel artist against the backdrop of a never-sleeping city, transforming personal turmoil into public spectacle. Moon's antics were not merely acts of random chaos, but rather emblematic of the era's rock and roll identity: excessive, explosive, and always on the edge. Known as Moon the Loon, Keith personified the era's expectation for rock stars to be as outrageous in their personal lives as they were on stage. This incident at the Hotel Navarro solidified Moon's reputation as a poster child for this rock and roll ethos. The 1976 incident has been well documented and often embellished in rock history folklore. It speaks to the era's larger-than-life approach to fame and the cultural cache of living on the brink. For Moon, these antics were part of a broader pattern of behavior that both fascinated and alarmed those around him. His bandmate Pete Townshend and other contemporaries often recounted these stories with a mix of admiration and concern, highlighting the thin-line Moon walk between genius and self-destruction. Keith Moon's life was a candle burning at both ends. Fans recount the Navarro incident, among many other stories, with a mix of disbelief and awe, when marking his tragic premature death in 1978. These stories contribute to the mythic status of Moon, serving as reminders of both his incredible talent and his relentless self-destructive streak. Today, the Hotel Navarro incident serves as a reminder of a bygone era when people mythologize rock stars for the very actions that frequently led to their downfall. Keith Moon remains an enduring figure in rock history, celebrated for his drumming skills and remembered for his tumultuous life. His legacy is a complex tapestry of brilliant musicianship intertwined with moments of wild abandon, encapsulated perfectly by that April night in 1976. In the annals of rock history, Keith Moon's escapades are legendary, serving as cautionary tales and yet, paradoxically, as celebrated lore. The Hotel Navarro incident is a potent reminder of the days when rock was as much about the spectacle as it was about the music, and few lived that truth more vividly than Keith Moon.